Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Gushin Galen and you're watching Firstpost. In the next few minutes, we bring you the top 50 updates from around the world only here on Fast and Factual. Let's get started. First in from the United States, President Joe Biden has officially pardoned his son Hunter, who was facing convictions on federal ground and tax charges. He was to be sentenced on December 12. President-elect Donald Trump has called the pardon a miscarriage of justice. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has picked Massad Boulos to serve as a senior advisor on Arab and the Middle Eastern affairs. Boulos, the father-in-law of Trump's daughter, met Arab American and Muslim leaders several times during Trump's election campaign. The president-elect has also named Kash Patel to head Federal Bureau of Investigation. Speaking on Gaza ceasefire and hostage deal, the White House said it is not there yet. The remarks were made by the U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan in an interview. He added that the Biden administration is working to achieve a ceasefire and the negotiations are still underway with the key players. Yemen-based Houthis said they carried out operations targeting American vessels yesterday. The Iran-backed Houthis said they struck an American destroyer and 3 supply ships owned by U.S. military in the Arabian Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Houthi spokesperson said they said at least 16 ballistic and cruise missiles were fired along with drones during the attack. Russian and Syrian jets struck the rebel-held city of Idlib. The airstrikes reportedly killed at least 25 people in northwestern Syria yesterday. Syrian army said that strikes targeted the hideouts of rebels. Syrian army also claimed to have recaptured several towns from the control of the rebels. Iran-backed militias have reportedly entered Syria to fight the rebels. The militias reportedly reinforced the army in northern Syria. This comes after Syrian President Bashar al-Assad meeting with Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Arghachi. Assad had sought support of allies and friends for the ongoing fight. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the country needs security commitments by NATO. He said joining NATO was necessary for Ukraine's survival. He also called for more supply of weapons. The remarks followed Zelensky's meeting with the European Union's new head of diplomacy, Kaja Kallas, and the EU Council Chief Antonio Costa during their Kiev visit. Ukrainian officials said at least 4 people were killed in a Russian missile strike in Dnipro. The regional governor said late yesterday that another 25 people were injured in the attack. This as Russian troops reportedly made advances in industrially crucial Donbas region in eastern Ukraine. In Georgia, thousands of pro-European Union protesters launched fireworks at police outside the country's parliament in Tbilisi. Police dispersed the crowds using water cannons and tear gas. The protests erupted after the country's government, led by pro-Russia Georgian Dream Party, announced freezing EU accession talks. Taiwan President Lai Ching-te's trip to Hawaii has fumed China. He landed in the U.S.'s island state for 2-day stopover yesterday, amid his 3 Pacific nation tour. China's foreign ministry condemned the visit, lodging serious protests with the U.S. China reportedly identified its war games around Taiwan in response to the visit. Farmers in India began their march to the capital, New Delhi, amid winter session of the parliament. The protests led to massive traffic jams at the Delhi border. Meanwhile, security was beefed up at key points of entry to Delhi. Farmers see guaranteed minimum support price on their crops. In Romania, the ruling Social Democrats inched toward victory in the parliamentary elections with most of the votes counted. The ruling party has garnered over 23% of the votes. Romania is also scheduled to hold a presidential election runoff later this week. Pakistan officials said that the recent sectarian violence in the country's northwest has killed at least 130 people. More than 200 people are reported injured. Violence flared in Kurram district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province after a convoy carrying Shiite Muslims were ambushed on November 21. The federal police in Australia have seized a record 2.3 tons of cocaine from a fishing boat. The officials raided the boat after it broke down off the coast of Queensland. 13 police have been arrested in connection to the cocaine seizure. According to the police, the seized drugs are worth $494 million. In climate news, life in the American cities of Buffalo, Watertown and New York came to a standstill after a fierce winter storm dumped heavy snow. Meanwhile, Pennsylvania state authorities have issued an emergency declaration amidst extreme weather alert. The police responded to nearly 200 snow incidents over the weekend in the state. Severe floods have ravaged Malaysia and southern Thailand. Reports confirm at least 12 fatalities in southern Thailand and 7 in Malaysia, marking one of the worst flood disasters in the region's history. It has displaced thousands of people from their homes. In southeast India, Cyclone Fanigal has caused widespread flooding after making landfall. At least 20 people have died so far. Heavy rain and strong winds led to temporary suspension of flights in Chennai. In Puducherry, residents were evacuated via boats. According to weather experts, the rainfall in the Union Territory broke 30 years' record. The Greek island of Rhodes has been hit by torrential rainfall brought by the storm Bora. Several homes, businesses and roads were left flooded. Residents were seen clearing mud and debris from their properties. Scientists say Greece has become a hot spot for climate change. Farmers in Zimbabwe have turned to maggot farming in a bid to survive drought. The larvae are cultivated to feed animals like chicken. The now profitable idea has been broached by the experts in the US before maggot farming began. Feeding chickens covered 80% of the production cost. UN talks on curbing plastic pollution in South Korea ended without a deal. The summit in Busan was set to approve a global plastic treaty to limit plastic production. Most nations agreed to it, but a small number of oil-producing nations led by Saudi Arabia opposed the deal. The Busan summit was seen as the culmination of 2 years of talks on the treaty. On to business and tech news now. Thousands of workers at German automaker Volkswagen are set to go on a strike today. This comes after negotiations between automaker and its German workers' union ended inconclusively last week. The talks centered on Volkswagen's plan to cut costs by closing plants in Germany and laying off workers. Carlos Tavares, the CEO of European carmaker Stellantis, has abruptly resigned. The firm said it aims to find replacement in the first half of 2025. A Stellantis board member said differences between the CEO and the board of directors led to the resignation. The Jeep maker is struggling with slow growth and declining market valuations. Meanwhile, the CFO of Japanese car maker Nissan Motors, Stephen Ma, is reportedly set to step down. Stephen Ma assumed the role in December 2019. The Japanese car maker has seen several executives stepping down recently. This comes as Nissan has been struggling with slowing sales in China and the United States. Investment banking giant JP Chase has agreed to drop a lawsuit against Elon Musk's Tesla. The lawsuit filed 3 years ago was related to stock warrants. JP Chase claimed rights to about $162 million worth of Tesla stocks. Chinese tech firm Baidu has received approval to test its self-driving cars in Hong Kong. Baidu will test its Apollo Go robo-taxi service with 10 autonomous vehicles. The test approval is valid until December 2029. Apollo Go already operates in several Chinese cities, including Wuhan. The board of British banking giant HSBC is reportedly set to begin the search for a new chairman. Reports say that London's MWM Consulting has been appointed to spearhead the process. The current chairman, Mark Tucker, is expected to step down by 2026. He was the first outsider to assume the role at HSBC. Australian gold miner Northern Star Resources has announced the acquisition of rival De Grey Mining. The deal is valued at $3.3 billion. Northern Star said that the deal will provide it access to De Grey's gold mines in Western Australia. Australia has proposed a new law to prevent monopolies by tech giants. The law is similar to the European Union's Digital Markets Act. It aims to empower Australia's competition regulator to oversee compliance by tech firms. For violations, tech firms could face fines up to $33 million. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has criticised billionaire Elon Musk. Albanese accused Musk of pushing an agenda as the owner of the social media platform X. This follows Musk's remark on Australia's ban on social media for children. The ex-owner described the new Australian law as a means of controlling access to the internet. Social media giant Meta is introducing stricter rules for financial ads in Australia. This comes amid a rise in online ads promoting fake investment schemes in the country. Meta said that it removed over 8,000 ads from Facebook and Instagram in October this year. These ads used images of celebrities to attract users in fake schemes. Moving to sports, we start with cricket. Pakistan beat Zimbabwe by 57 runs in the first of the three-match T20 series. Batting first, Bulavo Pakistan scored 165 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. Chasing the 166 runs to win, Zimbabwe were all out for 108 runs. Pakistan's Tayyip Tahir was chosen player of the match for his unbeaten 39-run innings. Meanwhile, Pakistan's cricket board agreed to a hybrid model with regards to hosting the Champions Trophy next year. Under the model, India will play their matches at a neutral venue. India previously decided to not play in Pakistan due to security reasons. The Champions Trophy is set to be held in February-March next year. The outgoing BCCI Secretary Jay Shah has took charge as chairperson of International Cricket Council. The 36-year-old succeeded New Zealand's Greg Barkley as the head of the global cricket body. Upon taking the office, Shah said he will prioritize women's cricket and preparation for the 2028 Olympics during his tenure. In football, Liverpool beat Manchester City 2-0 in a Premier League match. Liverpool forward Cody Gakpo scored the opening goal in 12th minute. Mohamed Salah turned a penalty into goal late in the match to seal the game. And Chelsea beat Aston Villa 3-0. Nicholas Jackson scored the opening goal shortly after the start of the game. Enzo Fernandez extended the Chelsea's lead to 2-0 in the 36th minute, while Chelsea midfielder Cole Palmer scored shortly before the final whistle to seal the game. In tennis, Argentina's Juan Martín del Potro bid farewell to international tennis. The Argentine beat Novak Djokovic 6-4, 7-5 during his last match in Buenos Aires. The two players embraced each other as fans celebrated Del Potro's illustrious career. In badminton, India's star shuttle PV Sindhu won the women's single title at the Syed Modi tournament. In the final, Sindhu beat China's Wu Liu 21-14, 21-16. The 29-year-old shrugged off retirement talks after the title win. The double Olympic medalist said she is definitely going to play for the next couple of years. And India's Lakshya Sen followed compatriot PV Sindhu's footsteps with a stronger show-off of dominance. Sen won men's single title at the Syed Modi tournament. The 23-year-olds demolished Singapore's Jia Heng Jason Tay 21-6, 21-7 in the finals. Indian badminton's successful run continued in the women's double format as well. Trissa Jolly and Gayatri Gopichand won the women's doubles title at the Syed Modi tournament. The Indians beat a Chinese pair 21-18, 21-11 in a brisk 40 minutes. The duo became the first Indian women's double pair to win the title. Red Bull's Max Verstappen won the Qatar Grand Prix. The competition was brought to life by two mid-race safety cars. Verstappen was in a tight fight against McLaren's Lando Norris all through the race. But a 10-second stop-and-go penalty to Norris saw Verstappen win the race. Now moving to the world of showbiz, rapper Sean Combs has been hit with a new lawsuit by fashion designer Brianna Banner Bongolan. He has been accused of sexual battery, emotional distress and false imprisonment. As per reports, the rapper threatened to kill the designer and dangled her over a 17th floor balcony. The designer seeks $10 million in damages. British musician Elton John revealed that he is unable to see after contracting a severe infection. He said this on a stage of the new musical The Devil Wears Prada, for which he wrote the lyrics. Despite not being able to see, he enjoys listening to the musical. John reveals in September that a severe eye infection left him blind in the right eye and partial vision in his left eye. According to reports, Lady Gaga is planning to hold a free concert at Rio's Copacabana beach. The show is expected to attract hundreds and thousands of fans. This is a part of the Brazilian city's plan to invite international performers to boost their local economy. However, Lady Gaga is yet to make it official. Singer Justin Timberlake cancelled his Oklahoma concert scheduled for today after sustaining a back injury. He took to social media to announce the heartbreaking news to his fans. The singer added that the doctors have asked him to rest. He has previously also cancelled concerts over his undisclosed back injury. Jennifer Lopez has opened up about her challenges as a Latina actor in Hollywood. Lopez revealed that when she started, there weren't many roles for Latin actors. She was only auditioning for roles with accents and stereotypes. This made her feel that why can't she play a romantic lead or a girl next door? Singer Meghan Trainor reveals that Botox has affected her body. She said in a podcast that if she smiles too much, it hurts. This happened after she got a lip flip to make her lips look fuller. She tried it for the first time in her life and it went wrong. Moana 2 has opened at the North American box offices with a $221 million debut. Now, the film's global tally stands at a whopping $386.3 million. Disney executives say this is a moment for them to celebrate. The film originally debuted in 2016. Harry Potter star Rupert Grint is facing a $2.3 million tax penalty. This comes after he lost a dispute with the UK tax authorities. The issue relates to Grint's tax fillings for the year 2011 and 2012. The actor declared his earnings from the Harry Potter franchise as a capital asset. UK tax authorities claim this allowed Grint to pay less in taxes. South Korean actor Byeon Woo-seok will soon be seen romancing actor and singer IU on screen. The drama series will be called Wife of a 21st Century Prince. IU will play the role of a woman who has beauty with brains, while Byeon Woo-seok will be seen as a prince who inherits his family wealth. And finally, actor James Van Der Beek is selling his memorabilia to pay for his cancer treatment. He posted the pictures of the items on social media and wrote that 100% of the proceeds will go to families recovering the financial burden of cancer treatment, including his own. This comes 3 weeks after his colorectal cancer diagnosis. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. I am Gushin Galan and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Stay informed and stay tuned to Firstpost.